Hello and welcome to class 575, vocabulary. Okay, list number 32 on page 118. 118, are you ready? Reto, desafío, challenge. Aprender inglés es todo un reto. Learning English is a real challenge. 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 Te voy a retar una partida de ajedrez. I'm going to challenge you to a chess match. I'm going to challenge you. Challenge. Es un reto. It's a real challenge. It's a real challenge. Campeón, champion. We are the champions. We are the champions. Casi ni si llego al final, pero en falsetto. We are the champions. Crisis. It's a crisis. It's interesting in Spain. In 2008 was el inicio de la crisis. The word crisis. Yes. In English, we don't say crisis. That's too much. It was a recession. Recesión económica, pero crisis no. A crisis is something with alarmas y todo. Everything is bad. So a crisis, it's a crisis. Multitud is a crowd. Crowd. Abarrotado is crowded. En medio de la multitud, in the middle of the crowd, I could see. I recognized. Wow, look. Hey, Marta, look. There's Pau Gasol. Ahí abajo, en la plaza. And Marta says, pero son 1,000 personas. ¿Cómo le reconoces? Look. Of course. It's easy. I mean, the crowd, there's one person. Yeah, like that. Look, it's Pau Gasol. Yeah. Le veo un poco pálido hoy. Yeah, he's a little bit white. That's Pau. He stands out. La palabra destacar o sobresalir. He stands out in the crowd because he's taller than everybody else. So he stands out. Es una persona sobresaliente. He's an outstanding, bueno, también he's an outstanding person, que es verdad, además. He's an outstanding person. Outstanding means, wow. Sobresale, que sobresale. So, outstanding. Has hecho un trabajo sobresaliente, se dice en inglés. You've done an outstanding job. All right, to stand out in the crowd, la multitud, a crowd of people. Yes, a crowd of people stood and stared. Crowd, exigente, demanding. I'm a demanding teacher. Yes, I demand hard work. To demand, demandar. Ahora, demandar en español suele ser judicial. Una demanda judicial. That's to sue. Como Susana. Sue. I'm going to sue you es que te voy a demandar. I'm going to take you to court. A los tribunales. I'm going to take you to court. I'm going to sue you. But I'm going to demand. No. I'm going to demand es voy a exigir. I'm going to demand my rights. Voy a exigir mis derechos, voy a reivindicar. I'm going to demand mis demandas, mis reivindicaciones. My demands. I demand your attention. Look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look in other directions. Look at me. I demand your full attention. Se dice tu plena atención. Full. I demand your full attention. Bastante, fairly. Yeah, correct, fairly. It's fairly important. Es bastante importante, pero, fairly, hay un pero en fairly, Fairly good means, pasable. Está bien, de bueno, bien. Pero vamos, okay, it's fairly good, fair. Has hecho un trabajo fair. Fair es una palabra casi negativa a veces. Well, did you like the movie? Was it good? It was fair. Fair. Como feria, fair. Fair means, como si, como sa. Nada no para tirar cohetes. All right? Nothing to write home about. Nothing to scream and shout about. Yeah, you say, no es nada para tirar cohetes. That means, it's not incredible, no. We say, no es nada para escribir carta a casa sobre ello. It's nothing. Hey, how is Richard's classes? Nothing to write home about. Nothing to scream, nada sobre el que chillar y gritar. Nothing to scream and shout. Siempre en ese orden, scream and shout. Nothing to scream and shout about. Yeah, it's fairly good. Yeah, okay, bien. It's fairly good. Fairly. Bastante en ese sentido, fairly. Moda, fashion. Está de moda, it's in fashion. Las modas, la moda española, Spanish fashion, French fashion. A fashion model. Un modelo de alta costura, It's a fashion model. A fashion model. Pelea, lucha, fight. The fight. Yes, a boxing match is a fight. To fight, combustible is fuel. Claro, aquí se dice fuel. 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 Claro, if an English-speaking person comes to Spain or goes to Catalunya, and they said, fuet. Yo quiero un poco de fuet, please. ¿Sabes lo que es fuet? Fuet. Claro, fuet. Lo vemos. Yo quiero fuet. Sí, perdone. Fuet. ¿Sí, a ver? Fuet. Ok. Es lo mismo con combustible. Porque si fuel, se dice fuel, fuel. Few, como unos pocos. Fuel. Fuet. Fuet. Fuel. Fuel, we need more fuel. All right, combustible is fuel. Gradualmente, gradually. ¿Cómo se dice joya? Jewel. Ahora, gradual, joya, gradual. Gradualmente, gradually. Graduarse, graduate. Es que la D más la U es ju. Educar, educate. Education. Graduation. Gradually. All right, hecho a mano. Handmade. Hand-made. Handmade. Hey, is this pen handmade? No, it's not. This is a cheap pen. It's not handmade. All right. Importador? Importer. Richard, are you an importer? No. Are you an exporter? No. Is Marta an importer? No. Is your wife an importer? Yes. Your wife is an importer, Richard? Sí, mi mujer es importadora. What does she import? Importa maridos. ¿No ves? All right. So she's an importer. All right. Incentivos, incentive. All right. The same in English and in Spanish. Incentive. Richard, what's your incentive to teach so many hours on television? Money. I'm a mercenary. I'm a pure mercenary and nothing else. Richard, that's not true. You're exaggerating. Teaching on TV, of course, the question of salary or money, etc., is not my priority. However, in the complete absence, I wouldn't do it. So I work for money. I mean, money is part of the equation. Maybe it's not the most important part, but it's a constant in the equation. It's not really a variable in the equation. And it needs to be in the equation. Yes. The equation is F plus M plus H equals activity. And that M is money. And the H, humility, humildad. And the F, fun, diversión. All right, but they need to be there, all right, to do a good job, all right. Incentive. What's your incentive? Lógico, logical. It's logical. Yes. I mean, the people who write to me about this class say, he mejorado mucho, I have improved a lot. Well, it's logical. You know, if you watch every program, it's 570 ¿cuántos? 575. This is program 575. It's logical that you will progress if you watch every program, because it's just the sheer impact, the pure impact. you will progress. So it's logical. It's logical. The logical song. ¿Conoces la canción? La canción lógica? The logical song? By Supertramp. When I was young, life was so wonderful, marvelous. La da 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 da. That's the logical song. Motivado, motivated, motivated. To motivate, motivate, to motivate. My job is to motivate you. Are you motivated? Por casualidad? By any chance? Are you motivated? Yes, Richard, I am strongly motivated, highly motivated. Personalmente, personally. Personally, I think, personally. La sociedad, society. Claro, la gente no suele entender esto, society. Dos palabras curiosas con ese. Science, ciencia, es society. La ciencia dentro de la sociedad. Science and society. Ahora, en English, society es la sociedad. No es una sociedad limitada, sociedad anónima como empresa, compañía. No, that's a company or a corporation. Society es la sociedad en la que vivimos. We live in society, la alta sociedad, high society. High society, all right. Estabilidad, stability. ¿Cómo os cuesta decir stability? Sin insertar la famosa E delante. All right, stability. Stable. You need to be a stable person. You need to exercise psychological stability. Joven, un joven de 13 a 19 años. ¿Qué es eso, Marta? Teenager. Yeah, teenager. Yeah, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yes. When a person turns 19, said, happy birthday. This is your last year as a teenager. Yes, you're a teenager. Or a person is 12, said, soon you will be a teenager. Teenagers. No solemos usar la palabra adolescent, adolescente, which is basically the same. We say teenager. In my teens, se dice, durante mi adolescencia, post-pubertad, pero hasta la edad más madura, we say adolescencia. During your adolescence, solemos decir, in my teens, in mis teens. O sea, mis años de quinceañero o quinceañera. ¿Se dice quinceañero? No, quinceañera. Siempre está quinceañero. Yo fui quinceañero hace años. I used to be a teenager, but I'm not a teenager anymore. All right. Pero quinceañeros de 15 años, ¿no? O cubre toda la... No, solo de 15. Pero no se dice 14añero, ni 16añero, pero se dice quinceañero. Pero uno de 16 le puedes llamar es un quinceañero. You can say that, can't you? O es adolescente. All right. We say a teenager. In my teens, youth is wasted on the young. Reconocer. Admitir is to admit. Reconozco que tienes razón. I admit you are right. Reconozco que el inglés es complicado. I admit. No decimos I recognize. We say I admit. I admit that English is not the easiest thing in the world. Hacer turismo. To go sightseeing. Hombre, no. Sí, no. To go hacer turismo en una ciudad o en una zona delimitada es to go sightseeing, que es ir viendo los puntos turísticos. Voy a hacer turismo por el norte de España, no. To go sightseeing, no. I'm going to travel around. I'm going to take a vacation in the north of Spain. I'm going to travel around the north of Spain. I'm going to drive from Madrid to Vigo, and then I'm going to go to Santiago, La Coruña, Ribadeo, Cudillero. I'm forgetting the names. Well, Gijón, Villaviciosa, y Tazones. And then I'm going to go to, my God, I don't know. And then I'm going to go to Santander. Well, first I go to Comillas, and then to Santillana del Mar, and then to... That's not sightseeing. That's just driving around the north of Spain. Now to go sightseeing is, I'm going to go to Barcelona next week. I'm going to spend 4 days. I'm going to go to Tibidabo, to Montjuïc, I'm going to see the Holy Family or the Sacred Family, the Temple of the Sacred Family. I'm going to walk on the Ramblas. I'm going to see Paseo de Gracia y la Rambla de Catalunya. I'm going to go to the Puerto Deportivo. I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to visit the Diagonal. I'm going to see the different buildings by Gaudí. So that's to go sightseeing. Eso es el guiribus, se dice que el guiribus, estos buses, the double-decker buses, these are sightseeing buses. Sightseeing buses. Yeah. I remember I've only once in my life gone on a sightseeing bus. It was with my family in London because the children were little, I think about 9 years old and 6 years old. They were little. And so I said, okay, well, let's get on the bus. And of course, in London, similar to me, it's a double-decker bus. The top part is open. There isn't a roof. And we got onto the bus in the summertime in London, going around, it started raining. But we stayed on the top. We got completely wet. And it was funny. The kids were laughing. They had a wonderful time seeing London in... We were drenched. Drenches in Papaos. We were drenched, but it was fun. It was a nice experience. London, on a sightseeing bus. All right, where are we? I've lost my place. Nombrar is to name. Te voy a nombrar jefe de grupo. I'm going to name you group leader, líder de grupo. I'm going to appoint you. I'm going to designate. 3 words. Designar, nombrar. You have 2 in Spanish. We have 3. To appoint, to name. I prefer to name. Te voy a nombrar. Appoint parece muy técnico. But I'm going to name you, group leader. To name. Reflexionar is to reflect. Tienes que reflexionar sobre tu obligación para con el inglés. You need to reflect on your obligation concerning English. You need to reflect on this. You need to meditate. You need to think about it. Yes, to think about it. You need to reflect. Reflexionar. Tunnel. El túnel was a very interesting novel by Ernesto Sabato in 1947. Have you read El Túnel? Ernesto Sabato. Very interesting. And then his next book is even more, sobre héroes y tumbas. Okay. The tunnel, a tunnel along, where's the longest tunnel in the world? I don't know. Maybe in the Alps, in Switzerland, could be the longest tunnel in the world. Adinerado, wealthy. Yeah, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Benjamin Franklin coined that. Pronto a la cama, pronto a levantarse, le hace un hombre, mujer también me supongo. Sano, healthy, adinerado, y sabio. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. Now, I get up early, so I follow Mr. Franklin's recommendation, but I don't go to bed early usually. And maybe that's why I'm not healthy, wealthy. Well, I'm healthy, I think, but wealthy and wise, I'm not so sure, especially wise. Paragraphs, paragraph number 94. How much time do we have left, Marta? Yeah, let's see. Come on. Marta's slow now. Yeah, I'm still, all right, we have about 6 minutes. Okay, fine. Paragraph number 94. By the way, would you tell your son not to wear his musical watch to school? It plays a 1-minute tune every half hour and distracts the other kids. In fact, it got stuck and played Old Man River for 20 minutes. Wow. By the way, would you mind telling your son, te importaría decir a tu hijo, would you mind telling your son not to wear his musical watch to school? Yeah, the little boy. He's 10 years old, and he has a musical watch. La da 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 da. All right. And he wears it to school. Lo lleva. Se dice en inglés, lo lleva al colegio. O sea, lo lleva cuando va al colegio. And every half hour, it plays a little tune, a little melody. Yeah, it plays a tune. And he says, in fact, once it got stuck and played Old Man River for 20 minutes. To get stuck is se enganchó, se quedó. And it kept going. Once it got stuck. Yeah, it got stuck. For example, here we have the pink pen. Yeah. Now the pink pencil needs to go to the microphone. You know, and this is the best route, all right, to go. However, the pink pen is, for the moment, the pink pen is successfully navigating its route. But if these come together, it's stuck. It can't continue. And so the pink pencil calls the microphone and says, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in traffic. Estoy metido en un buen atasco de tráfico y no voy a llegar a la hora. I'm stuck. So, and you're, se quedó, it got stuck. Yes. By the way, would you mind telling your son not to wear, to be or not to be, to wear or not to be, to wear or not to wear? That is the question. Would you mind telling your son not to wear? ¿Te importa decir a tu hijo que no lleve puesto? Would you mind telling your son not to wear his musical watch to school? This is my musical cup, but it doesn't make music. But would you mind telling your son not to wear his musical watch to school? It plays a 1-minute tune. Toca una melodía de un minuto. ¿Qué tipo de melodía? Melodía de un minuto. 1 minute. Activo. It plays a 1-minute tune every half hour and distracts the other kids in the class. Once it got stuck and played Old Man River for 20 minutes. Do you know the song Old Man River? Old Man River, that old man river, lo tengo aquí. He must know something, but don't, a ver cómo va. Old man river, that old man river, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. This song is sung by a black man in Mississippi who's working on the plantation. It's very hard work. And the plantation is next to the Mississippi River. And he sees the water flowing every day. And he sees el viejo río, Old Man River, sigue fluyendo. Y no le hace caso a él. It doesn't matter. To the river, it doesn't matter. It's a bit philosophical. He keeps on rolling along. Old Man River. It's a very famous song. Okay, so, by the way, would you mind telling your son not to wear his watch to school, not to wear his musical watch to school? It plays a 1-minute tune every half hour and distracts the other kids. Once it got stuck and played Old Man River for 20 minutes. Okay, how much time do we have, Marta? Do we have time for, we still have a minute or a minute and a half. All right. One of these classes, I'm going to abandon everything and I'm going to teach you the entire the verb conjugation structure of the language. I've done it before, but I'm going to do it for 26 straight minutes. I may need 2 classes to cover the entire wealth of the structure of the English language, la riqueza estructural del idioma. Every language is very rich. All of the important languages in the world are very rich in combinations and permutations. Of course, it's very difficult to master a second language because the combinations are millions of combinations, 70 million linguistic or structural combinations and permutations in English and in Spanish and in French and German and Russian and Japanese, etc. So it's pretty tough. It's very difficult to learn a language, and it requires a lot of practice. A lot of practice, como Rafa Nadal con sus derechos y reveses y servicios. You need to practice, 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 again and again and again, again and again and again. I went there yesterday. I didn't go there yesterday. Did you go there yesterday? Etc. And we'll do this another day. See you tomorrow.